What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. This is going to be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars reading. So eat the meat, spit out the bones, take what resonate, and discard the rest. All right, Gemini. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being part of this channel and this community. So I finally went and got my hair braided and got trimmed up. It's been a while, and I needed it. I feel so much better. Like night and day different. So yeah, let's get into this reading. Oh, we got the death card here. So there's a lot of change. I feel like you are undergoing some, you've already started this process of transformation. You are no longer putting up with certain behaviors or activities from certain people. The Hangman in reverse and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think you've started to wake up to some people's toxic patterns here. This Ace of Wands and the Hangman in reverse is like you're seeing things from a different perspective now. You haven't completely... So this is like seeing someone differently with the Ace of Wands and the Hangman here. I feel like you definitely see a situation from a different angle. One that is creating a little bit of uncomfortability. So this is like waking up from the illusion of, oh my God, like this was the perfect romantic, relationship, or oh my God, this was the perfect job, or this was the perfect whatever. Like you're starting to see things in a more realistic kind of way, and it's creating this uncomfortability within you. Like, I don't know how long I can stay in this. I don't know how long I can be in this relationship. I don't know how I can stay in this job. I don't know how long I can, tolerate these people's or this person's behavior right now, because I'm not vibing with this energy. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's someone who was once very nurturing and giving can feel like closed off and opportunistic or exploitative, or someone here who is just you could be a very hard-working person, and maybe you at one point saw this person as someone who was studious and hardworking as well. But lately, I feel like maybe, take how I resonate here, you could be seeing the different side of someone, or potentially arguing or having arguments with people. Five of Wands and Three of Cups, arguing over how to reach a conclusion of a situation here. The Knight of Swords here. So you have a message coming in here, a message of clarity, a moment of clarity, a message that brings clarity into the situation here. Okay, it's already been delivered. This was a sign for you to change. This was a sign for you from the angelic realm too. The Knight of Swords is always a guardian angel, in my opinion. These messages are often carried out through guardian angels, people who are ascended masters, people here who have, profound otherworldly, wisdom. People who are, channelers, divinators, or just people who you really vibe with. Spirit can speak through anybody, really. It doesn't even have to be a psychic or a medium, or anyone is, if willing, is an instrument of the universe of God, the true God, source, whomever you want to call it. I just honestly, I feel like you have, let's see. I don't want to get too overzealous here. The Sun. But this is awesome. Like, you have like this radiant, vibrant energy that you are calling in right now with the Sun card here. Like, bravo to you. You have gone through this transformation. You're happier, you're lighter, I don't know what you're doing, you're eating better, your mind is clearer. Like, you think things through. And the sun also illuminates. So, you are filled with like the light of love, of the love of God, source. A lot of times, a lot of ancient cultures, right, they refer to their head god or their god figure as like solar deity, like, like the sun. Like, Ra was the sun god, and he was he the king of the Egyptian gods? And like Zeus, well, no, Zeus wasn't the sun, but like he lived up in the sky. But Ahura Mazda, he was the sun god of Zoroastrianism, which is basically where we get the dualistic belief of good versus evil from, which is the predecessor to, like, Abrahamic God and all that shit. But anyway, so with the sun here, I feel like you are just very vibrant. You give off warmth. Like, a lot of people are in your energy. A lot of people are trying to get in your energy. A lot of people are trying to get close to you. You could have this very expansive way about yourself here. I feel like you attract people naturally, easily, both romantically, platonically, in business ships. People want to get in bed with you in business and for fun, perhaps. There's something about you that's different here. Yeah, because you walked away. This person here walked away from you, and that kind of maybe was a catalyst for your growth. It was this Three of Wands energy here in this Ten of Cups. Is you walking away from a group of people, you walking away from a family, or the Ten of Cups could be a family, or it could be like a work family here, a friendship group of people. It's a collective of people that you once drew, happiness and inspiration from. So take it how it resonates. Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. These people want to offer you something, or these people may appear to be ambitious, but they're really just codependent. Wanting to get in your energy just to feel your warmth again. There are people here that you have moved away from, and now they want to follow you, because when you go, the light goes. And when the light goes, so does the warmth. So does... Here they come again. Told you, not a Cups energy here. You got someone here who wants to come in and propose some type of heartfelt connection here. And I'm just going to say heartfelt connection, then love, because I don't know if this is romantic or platonic, but there is a heartfelt connection that someone is wanting to communicate to you with this Knight of Cups. And, or you could be wanting to communicate a heartfelt connection to someone here. This could be you saying, you know what, thank you to my mentors, thank you to my teachers, thank you to my guides, my love, my angels, my partner, whomever, my parents, my family. This could be you showing gratitude to the universe for all the blessings that it has given you. You may at one point have felt very stifled, controlled, maybe even overlooked, and you've had the courage to change, break through a lot of personal wounds, a lot of stuff that you don't really communicate. You could be someone who really keeps a lot on the inside, and maybe, recently you found the courage to kind of like start speaking up about certain things, and, not letting your light be dimmed because other people because other people just wouldn't understand you. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. You're being rewarded for doing the hard work, right? Okay, the transformation. You've answered the call. Two of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Yeah. People see what you're doing, but some people are choosing to not acknowledge you still. They want this. Okay, someone here feels like you should like acknowledge them. The Strength here in reverse. Ooh, Leo energy here. What is this in reverse? Oh, the Tower in reverse. Wow. Okay, so someone here, that's not, damn, motherfucker. Is this you? Okay, I feel like this is you. This Three of Wands is you. So we have the Strength card and the Tower here in reverse. Okay, so what this means to me is like this is someone who is really afraid of a ending, of a new journey, a new beginning here. I do see you moving forward towards it though, okay? Like you're definitely not stopping, but you're walking through this a little cautiously, overcautiously. There's a lot of fear surrounding the future, uncertainty, being able to manage what life's throwing at you here. I see you walking through it though, like, how do I put it? Like, you're not letting the fear and the uncertainty stop you from going through it with the Three of Wands. It's like, yeah, you know, I may, for example here, okay, I'm going to be completely transparent. You know, doing this YouTube stuff is very new to me. You know, I've never really shoved the camera in my face, and, you know, I was in a very different field career-wise a year ago, you know, and here I am on YouTube making tarot videos, which I'm still getting used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am very happy. I am. I'm happy. I love my life. I still wake up super, you know, I woke up at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock this morning. And I was just talking to my friend on the phone, and they're like, I can't believe you get up this early still. And I'm like, yeah, like this is my job now. And I don't play about my job. I don't play about my money. Like I am here to like create a business and to help people and to do all this other stuff. And so if I'm going to sit here, like I take this shit very seriously. And, you know, not to sound, what's the word? I'm in the business of helping people, okay? So that includes me kind of like tailoring this in such a way where it is going to be conducive and productive for many people. And hopefully, you know, while maintaining, you know, of course, a true voice. I don't ever want to get, you know, what's the word, off track here, like I kind of am right now. But it's kind of scary when you put yourself out there, right? You know what I mean? Like I'm telling personal stories. I'm telling you stories about how I'm like trying to create this business, and you know, people could take it any kind of way. And there's always a certain fear of like, okay, like, you know, what's going to happen? Are people like, you know, trying to say that you're like a phony or a fake or whatever? And that shit is, you know, a lot of people don't believe in tarot, or they'll think like this is demonic and shit. And so like I've had to get used to like certain people like kind of like pulling away from me, trying to like get me to come back to Jesus and all this other shit. And it's just like, oh my God, it's annoying. It's annoying. But I say all that to say this, you know, I still have to continue my journey. Like my journey is to continue to do this. So even though it is scary, like I still walk towards it because I know that I have the skills, I have the blessings, I have the divine protection here to handle it. And so I want you to know that as well. Like, you know, whatever it is that you're going towards, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking here with the Strength in reverse and the Tower here. But, you know, honestly, the Tower in reverse is better than the Tower upright. You know, you're avoiding a catastrophic, you know, disastrous thing here. You're saving what needs to be, you know. Sometimes a tower to me is like, you know, it rips away the things that you no longer serve, that no longer serves you. So maybe this is like, the tower is like ripping the band-aid off really quickly. This is kind of like, you know, loosening the edges a little bit, putting, you know, some baby oil to kind of like loosen so it doesn't like rip the skin so much when you rip it off. It's like you're trying to do it in an easier manner, but you're still doing it. You're just taking maybe a more, I'm going to say cumbersome, is that the right word? Arduous path, but it's still the path. It's not the path of least resistance, but it's the path that you prefer to be on. I mean, you could change this at any time. Ooh, shit. Yeah, you could change this at any time. But the Six of Swords just flew out. You know, you could always sail towards calmer waters. You could always choose to go down the easier path. I feel like, you know, I don't know about you, but Gemini, I feel like you have a tendency to make things harder for yourself than what needs to be. And I'm only saying that because as someone with a Mars placement in Gemini, I noticed that like I tend to do things in a very, sometimes double work, or like a, not the most effective way, but the way that makes the most sense to me. You know, sometimes what's the phrase? To put the cart in front of the horse. You know, I don't do things in the correct sequence. I kind of do things that make sense to me. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. That's all I could say here. But, you know, I could tell you something. Like, being on YouTube is, I haven't experienced any of this yet. But it's kind of like every growing YouTuber's like secret fear, I feel, is like backlash. Like, what are you going to do when you start getting those hate comments? What are you going to do when, you know, your channel blows up and now you got 50,000 followers and you're getting all these weird messages and people saying odd things? And, you know, I already told you about the encounter with the witch lady who like manifested me from the channel and tried to like siphon my energy. Like, it's already happened. It's already started happening. I've already started running into cuckoos and shit. So, and I don't even have them. Oh, I'm not going to say that. I'm a fairly young channel with fairly, you know, new members, subscribers. Subscribe. And, you know, I've already started to experience some crazy work here. But whatever it is that you are doing, you know, it's just a little scary. It's scary to be on your own. It's scary to jump and, you know, do something that no one's ever done before. I don't know what it is. Maybe you relocated to a new city and you don't know anyone there. Maybe you up and quit your job like I did and you didn't really have a backup, and then you kind of like just started doing things, you know. I thought I was going to do insurance, so I started studying for the life and health exam. Passed it. Hated that. I hated doing it. I hated it. It was so torturous, and I tried to trick myself into thinking like, oh, I can like this. I could do this, and I just, there was no part of me. It was like I just could not pick up my phone and call people who I have not talked to. And I felt so disingenuous. It just felt so forced. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad. I will say in retrospect, it was nice to communicate with a lot of the people that I did reach out to, just on a personal level, because I hadn't talked to some of them in a long time. I wish I had a more I wish it had been under a different, you know, pretense, one that wasn't so you know, exploitative. But, you know, that's what the company was feeding me. Like, they really do a lot of brainwashing in insurance. There's a lot of, like, brainwashing, a lot of fawning to, like the top honchos. It's crazy. Like, those pyramid schemes, they're almost like religious cults where, like, everybody, like, you have, like, your person that you come under, and then that person has their person, right? And so that person is like, like the master. Like, you know, when this person gets on the Zoom call, everyone like shuts the fuck up. Everyone's just like, you know, oh my God, so and so's on the Zoom call, and it's so and so. I don't want to say their names, and they're like, you know, you're just like, who the fuck is that? He's the I don't know what they call him, like the branch manager or the branch president or some shit. I don't, CEO, CFO, something like that. I don't fucking know. I forget the title. I don't believe shit. And they're like, he has like over $1 million and like insurance, and he's like a multi-millionaire. And I'm just like, ooh, is he sharing? Because what the fuck do I care if you're not sharing any of this money with me? Last time I checked, you are the most stingy motherfuckers because you make bitches work for commission. Literally get paid only if these people buy. Now, I have done so much other stuff though. Or you can get $1,500 if you do 25 fact finders a month. So if I do 25 invasive ass, let me go through your fucking like personal banking account stuff, pretend to be like this. I'm gonna give y'all all the insides on what Northwestern Mutual does, and just like go through and pretend to be like this financial advisor, and like I'm gonna tell you like how to like, oh, you should budget for this and this and this. And like sometimes that's kind of cool, right? You know, but also it's my way of getting into your finances to see, okay, so how much money can you allocate towards a life insurance policy or a this policy? Oh, well, you know, we got disability insurance. And what they do is it's always something being pushed, sold to you under the guise of you need this now. Now is the cheapest it's ever going to get. And there's always like this underlying fear of like, you need this now. Like, that's really what they operate on. They operate from a fear-based consciousness. And then they try to sell the loving part of it of like, oh, you'll leave your loved ones with this this amazing abundance of material wealth. And I'm not saying life insurance is bad, because it is not bad. It's if you can afford it, but you know, the bad part is when you have people who are overcovered, and what I mean is like, you know, how do I put this? Some people don't like, you don't need $1 million policy if you're not a homeowner and like you're not really don't have a lot of assets, because all you really need is like just burial, okay? And then let's say, okay, term 80, that's kind of a ripoff, because you could get term 80 at 25, right? Let's say you're a really healthy person. Let's say you have a term 80 policy, and you know, you turn 81, you don't have any more life insurance. Now, there are some policies where like you can buy some of that premium back if you do outlive the policy, but that's a very new feature that I've seen. But anyway, sorry to make this about insurance. Sorry, I got off a tangent right there. But life insurance is important. But what I'm saying is, you know, it was very inauthentic to sell that shit, knowing that like, if I'm only doing this so I can eat and not necessarily keeping the person's benefit in mind, you know? So I don't know where I went with that. I'm sorry, y'all, for that tangent. I'm gonna chuck that up to sleep deprivation. But there'll be chapters. You could fast forward through that. Anyway, let's get back to this read, guys. Okay, so what I'm seeing is, you know, whatever it is that you are walking towards, you know, you have this Knight of Cups energy of just like this message of love, unity, you know, and Maybe you're afraid of it being rejected. Maybe you're a little afraid of people not accepting your offer here, your love, or your what was I going to call the Knight of Cups again? Not a love message, but a message of emotional connection here, something like that. What you have transformed or walked away from was this Five of Wands in reverse. Was this need to defend yourself, to fight with other people, to fight for your existence here, to put yourself back in survival mode. Yeah, the Knight of Swords here, this Ace of Cups, this is self-love. This is you pouring back into yourself. The universe gave you this abundance of love and creativity and, you know, intuition, compassion, healing energy. Water is very calming and healing and loving. And, you know, with the Knight of Swords here and the Ace of Cups, the universe is telling you, like, hey, you need to pour into yourself because you have been, you know, depleted. Okay? The Emperor here. We have the Sun and the Emperor. You are taking your power back. You are in control of your life for the first time. You feel like the boss that you were always meant to be in your life. You don't need other people's approval, opinions, permission, acceptance, validation. Yeah. And now you got all these, you got this King of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups in their head. You know, this person, someone thinks you have lots of options here. Someone here wants to have a lot of options with you, perhaps. The Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune here. Someone here is afraid. You got a lover here who is someone missed an opportunity with you. With this Two of Cups here and the Wheel of Fortune. This person has a lot of love for you, but they feel like it's not the right time. This person probably needs to work on themselves. The Five of Swords and the Devil here. Yeah, somebody like really wants to get in your head here, like this Devil, Capricorn energy, Hermit, Virgo energy. Someone wants to work some shit with you, with Virgo perhaps. Six of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Definitely family members, people from the past here crashing out because of you, like leaving them behind in the dust. But these were little dusties that didn't want to cooperate. They didn't want to heal. They didn't want to do the heavy lifting. These are people who just want to fuck and party and drink all day. And you don't have time for that. You have shit to do. These people want you to be in your head. These people want you to, like, just not be on point. But you don't give a fuck about none of that. You are doing you. And, like, this is a really good reading, Gemini. Like, you are... You're good. You're good. And I feel like the focus is on you. Like, you're focused on you for the first time. Like, you are genuinely focused. Not pretending to be focused. You're not, you know, holding out for so-and-so to come back and apologize. You're not holding out for this person to do this. You're not interested in, like, you know, making this work. If this doesn't work, if this person, you know, you're not going to be the first one to call or text back. You're actually detached from these situations and you feel lighter, and it's okay. I said all of that just to take it back. Nine of Swords here. You know what? That's crazy. Because genuinely, yes, right now, you are really happy. With this Nine of Cups and this Nine of Swords, there is a longing, there is a heartache deep, deep, deep inside of you. And I think this Nine of Cups is you being vulnerable and opening up towards this person. There is someone here that you do miss. And that's what's scary. I think that's what the Nine of Swords is too. It's getting you prepared to deal with, like, the hate, the trolls, the hate watchers, the people who, like, that's the shit that you gotta deal with as you get, you know, that I gotta deal with, you know, or whatever it is that you do. Okay, let's say you win the lotto. There's gonna be people coming out of the woodworks. You know, it's gonna cause a Nine of Swords energy. But I mean, what you gonna do? Get the money back, or just lose everything? You're gonna fumble the blessing because people are mad. People are gonna be mad that you can't control that. I'm supposed to just walk to work because you ain't got no car? Come on now. Make it make sense. This could also be someone coming to you with their sad sob story. Take it how it resonates. And you could be in this okay. So I feel like you are a very light-hearted person here. Like you are releasing a lot of these, like this Nine of Swords energy, you're releasing it, and then you're alchemizing with this Knight of Wands in reverse. Ooh. This is a fuckboy. Okay, there's a couple of them. Damn. 3. There could be 3 master. Page of Pentacles. This could be a feminine energy here. Baby mama drama. There's King of Pentacles here. Okay, so we got the King of Pentacles here. So this is someone who is on your level. Okay, this is someone here who has their together. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy. Not necessarily have to be one of those 3, but this is someone here who is financially abundant. Someone who is, this person could have a lot of kids too. They're very fertile with all these grapevines. To me, this could be indicative of someone who has a very long legacy or lineage. They have a very long lineage. But this Page of Pentacles and this Knight of Wands in reverse, this is like immature, impulsive energy that is, and this, like, these 2 cards were in between. So between the 2 of you guys, there's a lot of like immaturity, a lot of flashy. Someone could be very flashy. This person could be very flashy with their money, or they could try to impress you by being very flashy. They may not naturally be flashy, but they may think that that's what you're into. Think of like peacocking, like, you know, for example, like I had like these little, to me this is peacocking, these little these little hair jewelry things. I had them up here and I was like, I don't really like them, so I pushed them back because I didn't like, this felt weird, right? I just didn't like how they looked. So if I push them back, you know what I mean? Like, to me, this is being like, okay, I'm being flashy now. I'm trying to do too much. You know what I mean? And so naturally, but if I was trying to get somebody's attention, I might, like, you know, put them up here. But they'll be like, okay, that's a little sus, which is true. But then, you know, I pull them back, you know, it's a little less, oh, okay, he just, you know, just a regular nigga now. You know, I'm just, you know, just chilling. That might be a little, you know, a little flair. Just, you know, never hurt nobody. But, you know, I ain't doing too much. This is someone like that. Like, this person is trying to peacock and get your attention here. And this Knight of Wands is like, I feel like this is also their energy of like, this person loses like their fucking mind over you. And like, you're like all giddy and shit too. Like, I don't know. I like this. I kind of like this though. I kind of like this. It's scary. It may not be the end-all be-all relationship, but I think it's what you need for right now to get you through whatever it is that you're going through, because it seems like you're going through a lot, and I think this person could be really helpful for you. I always try to make y'all readings like not long as fuck, but they end up being long. So let's get to the oracle cards. What do you need to release? I think you've released some people here. I think you've done that. You've released the need to be right. You've released the need to argue with people. You've released the need to take the the high road. You've released the need to clap back. You've released the need to show people up. You've mostly, like, you still love to show people up, but you know, you released mostly the need to tolerate disrespect and people who don't appreciate you. Don't let your past hold you back. I feel like you have moved like mountains this year alone. This year has been hard, and like, if this year has been hard for you, put like a pumping arm in the chat or something here. I don't know. Tell me how this year has been hard for you, because this year has been hard for me. Quitting my job as a teacher, becoming an insurance rep, to quitting that, to doing everything under creation to even get that job, just to quit it within a month after actually getting all the way through the hiring process, which was drawn out over BS, just to quit it, to now come here on YouTube and just continue to just keep doing tarot readings and just talk about my experiences. Like, it's been a roller coaster. I've never cried so much as a grown man as I did this year. Just the uncertainty of everything was so nerve-wracking. Like, not knowing when your bills are going to get paid, not knowing how you're going to eat, not knowing how you're going to do this, you know, going through your savings, going through your pension, like going through like the motions of like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, you told me to do this, but like, I don't see the benefit. Like, I'm not picking up momentum, and then like, boom, overnight, you're like, holy shit, this shit happens. And then like, you go up and down, like this roller coaster. It's been a fucking roller coaster of a year. Sometimes I'm like, who is these videos for? Is it for you or for me? Because I feel like I'm just up here having like a therapy session. I love that though. Full moon in Aries. Okay, so this is, we just had this back in Libra season. A fiery climax approaches. So what was going on back then with you? Back in late September, or was it early October? Believe in the impossible. You need to just keep believing in yourself. Don't worry about the naysayers. You know, you can't control the haters. You can't control the trolls. All you can do is delete. So, you know, when I get weird texts, when I get weird comments, just delete. Stay blessed. Y'all, you know, delete. Don't entertain negativity. Don't let low vibrational people pull you back down. That's crab in the bucket mentality. And expect powerful change. That's that tower here. That's that tower in this strength card in reverse. You're afraid of your own power, but you're still walking towards it though. But you need to release that fear. It'll help you a lot. Okay. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So, yeah. You got this, guys. Gemini, you know. It's been a transformative experience. I would have never thought that, you know, my two best signs to read for were Aries and Gemini. And I know that's just for now. I'm going to pick up everybody, okay? So, I'm just excited for this journey that I'm on. And I'm excited that you all are chosen to come along with me. And I appreciate that very much. And this is not just my journey. This is our journey. So, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys are feeling, how this reading resonated with you. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll be here tomorrow with your Wednesday reading. Until then, drink water, be safe, and peace. Oh, and I love you. I forgot. I love you.